Hello everyone, my name is Thomas and welcome to an explanation on what blending modes are. Now, blending modes are a confusing and complicated topic that I actually had to spend quite a few days researching and trying to understand. I've used blending modes in the past before, but I had never understood how they worked other than they make colors happen. And from this video, I want to clarify that this video isn't really designed so that way, off the top of your head, you'll know exactly which blending mode to use. You might have a better idea, but this video serves more as an explanation. You still will use a lot of experimentation, just going through the different blending modes and seeing what works. But I wanted to bring some clarification as to what this mysterious but synonymous feature of most video or image editing programs is. So, without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I want to clarify is what is going on when you apply a blend mode. And I have a diagram. So there are three aspects to it. There is your blend pixel, your base pixel, and the resulting pixel. Now, what blending is basically blend these two pixels together. Each blending mode will have its own unique effects, and some colors will affect other colors very differently. So in this example, we have a red blend pixel and a white base pixel, and through some math, this is just a diagram. There's no actual blending going on right here, but we have a red pixel and a white pixel underneath it. And the software will use some math to determine what color this bottom resulting pixel is, in this case, pink. Another thing that is going on underneath the hood of whatever program that you're using is typically standardization. Now what we have here is a standardization of colors. So on your screen, you have three color channels. If you're using CMYK or a different color space, you'll have four, specifically for CMYK. But for this example, I'm just using RGB. So what the program is doing, in this case Photoshop is doing, is there is three channels: your red channel, your green channel, and your blue channel, RGB. And the brightness values of those channels ranges from 0 to 255. There are 255 values in this gradient. And what it'll do for a lot of these operations is it'll condense it down or standardize it from a scale of 0 to 1, 1 being full brightness, 0 being zero brightness. So here, 0 of course stays 0, 255 becomes 1, and something in the middle, just about the middle, would be 127, that would be 0.5. This is the math that'll be used when you start adding blend modes. So in most programs, you have a variety of blend modes, typically a list that looks exactly like this. So of this list, it can be divided into 6 categories. You have your normal, you have your darken, your lighten, contrast, your comparative, and your composite. I'll go through in depth in each of these following videos. This will be a series of what these different blend modes and blend mode categories do. You'll see that I have some highlighted in orange, and these are modes that have different effects, whether you use the opacity or the fill. These ones are color burn, linear burn, color dodge, linear dodge, vivid light, linear light, hard mix, and difference. These blend modes are often referred to as the Big 8 because they have these unique properties. Some of these categories are pretty obvious in what they do. The darkens darken your image, the lightens lighten your image, contrast increase contrast in your image. Comparative and composite are a little bit more difficult, and I'll certainly get into those in more depth. And then the normal ones are fairly easy. You're probably familiar with it already. In each of these videos, what I'll be using is 2 color palettes. So here I have a chart with a bunch of different values placed in a variety of locations. But what we have here is a bar of black, a bar of white, a smooth gradient from white to black. We have a 3-phase chart, and then I believe this is an 11-phase chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Each of these going up by about 9. And then the other chart that I'll be using is a color one. Now this uses the 6 sort of primary colors of RGB, as well as their complementary colors. So we have red, green, and blue, but we also have magenta, yellow, and cyan. Now what we have here is 3 different color wheels. This one has been brightened a little bit, this one is just normal, and then this one has been darkened a little bit. This chart is going to become important when we start looking at composite, the composite category. But for each blend mode, I will be showing both the value and the color charts over this image of what I believe to be Venice. Both of these diagrams on this image will give you a good idea of what's going on with this blend mode and how it affects your image. And I will also be giving an explanation to go along with it. But that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. You have a good one.